The ancient pyramids in Egypt have fascinated people for centuries, with their impressive size, intricate construction, and mysterious purpose. While they continue to be objects of wonder and awe, they also continue to puzzle scientists and researchers. In fact, there are several reasons why the ancient pyramids in Egypt continue to frighten scientists today. Here are 10 reasons why these structures continue to confound and challenge our understanding of history, engineering, and human capabilities. Number 10. Changed appearance. The enduring pyramids of ancient Egypt are renowned for their ability to withstand the passage of time, but this statement is only partially true. Although the base structure of these impressive edifices has remained intact to this day, they bear little resemblance to their original appearance. The main pyramids were once adorned with polished Torah limestone, while their summits, known as the pyramidion, were constructed from granite or basalt in the decades following their completion. These stunning tombs were once striking white structures that shone like jewels in the scorching desert sand. Although the external changes in the pyramid's appearance can be attributed to the natural decay of their exterior, the internal transformations that many of them have undergone are due to the actions of grave robbers. These ruthless thieves have plundered countless precious grave goods, valuable treasures, and even the remains of former rulers. Number 9. The mystery of its construction. The mighty Khufu pyramid is composed of approximately 2.65 million blocks of stone, each of which weighs between 2 and 50 tons. If we consider the logistical challenge that would be involved in handling such a construction project, even with all of our modern transportation options, we can only imagine how demanding it was more than 4,000 years ago. It is generally believed that a total of 360,000 workers participated in the construction of this monumental tomb, completing it in about 20 years. Although this may seem like a long time, given the limited resources available to the ancient Egyptians at that time, it was actually a remarkably short period. The question of how the inhabitants of the pharaonic kingdoms were able to build their world-famous structures so quickly is still one of the greatest mysteries of modern research. The same applies to the exact construction process. It is now generally accepted that workers at the time used special ramps to stack the blocks, which weighed several tons, in order to create a coherent structure. However, whether these ramps were straight, spiral, or zigzag is still a topic of heated debate. Number 8. The tallest pyramid. Looking at the magnificent pyramids of Giza, one may think that the central pyramid of Khafra is the largest, due to its height towering over the surrounding pyramids by a few meters. However, the reality is different. The Khufu pyramid, with an original height of 146.59 meters, is actually the tallest and largest pyramid in history. The Khafren pyramid, which currently stands at 136.4 meters, originally reached a height of 143.5 meters. Despite being the second tallest, the Pyramid of Giza appears larger in photographs because it is situated on slightly higher ground and has a steeper incline than its counterparts. Although the Pyramid of Giza is popular and one of the largest, the Pyramid of Khafren is considered the most well-preserved, still adorned with remnants of its brilliant white limestone cladding. Number 7. The temperature inside. Despite not having access to modern cooling technology like fans or air conditioning systems, the interior of the Khufu pyramid in ancient Egypt remained refreshingly cool even during the scorching summers. The temperature there never exceeded 20 degrees Celsius, even when the surrounding areas reached a sweltering 50 degrees Celsius. While it is not clear how many people were allowed inside the pyramids during their prime, it is possible that they may have served as a refuge for those seeking relief from the extreme heat. However, most historians believe that the pyramids would have been off-limits to everyday citizens and were likely reserved for special occasions, pharaohs, or other unknown purposes. Regardless of their original purpose, being inside the pyramids would have been a relief from the unforgiving heat of the Egyptian summers. Number 6. The weights of the pyramids. Have you ever considered the weight of the Great Pyramids and how they were constructed? The Great Pyramid of Giza alone has a weight of more than 5.9 million tons and occupies a volume of 2.5 million cubic meters. The pyramids were built using over 2.3 million blocks, with weights ranging from 5 to 70 tons each. Transporting these massive stone slabs during ancient times, without cranes or advanced machinery, would have been an immense challenge. Even today, cranes can only lift about 10 to 20 tons at once, and would move slowly. Yet, hundreds of thousands of workers moved these rocks from various locations in Egypt to the pyramid sites. Notably, some of the granite used for the pyramids came from Aswan, which is more than 900 kilometers away. The logistics of transporting such heavy stones for miles is mind-boggling, considering that people did the lifting and moving. In addition to moving the stones to the site, workers had to precisely stack the 203 steep steps that form the pyramids. Engineers have long debated the methods used by the ancient Egyptians, but there is no plausible explanation for how they achieved this level of accuracy. Number 5. The Pharaoh's Curse. One of the most famous curses in the world is the Curse of the Pharaoh, which is also known as King Tut's Curse. When King Tutankhamun's tomb was discovered in the Valley of the Kings in Egypt, rumors began to circulate that those who dared to disturb the boy king's final resting place would face a terrible curse. While not as sensational as a murderous mummy, it is widely believed that many people associated with the opening of the tomb met their demise under mysterious circumstances, leading to the legend gaining popularity. Some of the people who were involved in finding the tomb did, in fact, met their end not long after it was opened, adding to the mystique of the curse. The most notable incidents linked to the curse is that of George Edward Stanhope Molyneux Herbert, the 5th Earl of Carnarvon, a British aristocrat and amateur Egyptologist who helped finance the search. He had reached his end on March 25, 1923, a year after the tomb was opened, under circumstances that were considered mysterious at the time. However, it is now known that he suffered from poor health before he arrived in Cairo, and died from a common mosquito-borne disease. The idea of a curse was perpetuated by none other than Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, the creator of Sherlock Holmes, who also wrote a book asserting the existence of fairies. Number 4. Discovery of a mysterious coffer. Archaeologists have uncovered numerous artifacts within the pyramids, ranging from sarcophagi to jewelry and ancient scrolls. However, the discovery of a particular coffer in the main chamber of the Great Pyramid has puzzled experts. While coffers have been found in various areas of the pyramids before, containing sacred objects and valuable items, this coffer is unique in several ways. Despite initially appearing like a regular coffer, upon closer inspection, it becomes evident that it is larger than others and too big to fit through the narrow passage leading to the chamber. This presents a dilemma since the coffer was crafted from a single granite rock and could not have been constructed within the chamber due to its size. One theory suggests that the coffer may have been lowered into the chamber during the pyramid's construction, but no evidence supports this. Additionally, the chamber and coffer appear to be made from the same granite rock, further mystifying the coffer's placement within the chamber. Number 3. Impressive cutting tools. It is widely accepted that the ancient Egyptians possessed advanced knowledge and tools, which they utilized in constructing the pyramids. Among these tools were cutting implements used to carve stones for the pyramids. Archaeologists have determined that some of these tools, including pickaxes, granite hammers, chisels, and dolerite, were made of copper. The tools would have been carefully crafted to ensure that the stones were cut to precise dimensions required for the pyramids. The fact that this was accomplished more than 4,500 years ago, when other parts of the world were still working with stone weapons, is incredibly impressive and somewhat daunting. Number 2. Myth of the slaves. Recent research has debunked the common belief that the Great Pyramids of Egypt were built by enslaved workers who were mistreated. Skilled artisans, paid workers, and farmers were the ones who built the pyramids. Archaeologists have found purpose-built housing quarters and villages for these workers, with well-furnished accommodations and evidence of good treatment. Animal bones and thousands of bread jars suggest that workers were given the best cuts of meat and were well fed. The pyramids may have been built as a large employment scheme during a time of food scarcity caused by flooding. Despite the strenuous work, it provided a means of survival for workers. Number 1. Precision of the pyramids. The designs of the pyramids are rich in geometric and mathematical values, with several hidden meanings. For instance, multiplying the pyramid's height by its base produces a value close to pi, which is the fundamental constant in mathematics, engineering, and physics. It's interesting to note that this value wasn't discovered until around 2,000 years after the pyramids were built by a Greek mathematician. The ratio of the surface area of the pyramids to their base dimensions yields the golden number, which was only found in nature in the spiral arrangements of leaves and was discovered thousands of years later. There are many other precise dimensions in the pyramids, but one of the most notable is the result of subtracting the circumference of two circles drawn on the inner and outer sides of the pyramid. This gives the exact speed of light, which is also the GPS coordinates for the location of the pyramids. However, the actual location of the pyramids has shifted about 45 meters due to continental drift and tectonic plate movement. Despite this, the ancient Egyptians not only encoded the precise geometric location of the pyramids, but also anticipated their exact coordinates. which were only discovered 4,500 years later. That's it for today's video. If you learned something new, don't forget to like and subscribe for more contents worth your every minute.